So I hope, yep, it's still working. Okay, so we're recording, we're going live, we're doing all of it. Sometimes it just takes that, right? Today I had to do this multiple times because of all sorts of technical difficulties. So I am super excited to bring to you the BOGOs. We've got BOGOs both in Europe and the US. And they're doing it a little bit different in Europe. They've released all of them and they're going to be available throughout the week. In the US, we had the BOGO box yesterday, and you had the opportunity to go through and get 7 surprise oils. You knew what some of them were, but 7 of them were not disclosed. So each day we have a surprise. And today we have the amazing buy one, get 2, because if you purchase the 5 ml deep blue oil, you will get for free a 15 ml lemongrass and a 15 ml cypress. I love this combination, not just for the physical benefits, which are amazing, and I'll cover those, but really for the emotional aspect. I love the energetic aspect of this trio, and I'm excited to dive in. So let's begin. One of the oil books that I really love, in addition to the Modern Essentials, I actually really like the Oil Advanced book. And this one will talk about a lot of the physical aspects of the oil and the emotional aspects you'll find in this guidebook right here. So let's talk about Soothing Blend. It is traditionally formulated for physical aches, pains, support for bones, ligaments, those kind of things. It's a proprietary blend, and it has wintergreen camphor, peppermint blue tansy, and helichrysum and blue chamomile. So 2 of the oils are naturally blue. If you do apply it before bedtime and you have white sheets, make sure it's really absorbed, or put a towel down just to be safe. Also, if you're putting on clothes, make sure it's fully dried before you apply clothes with the blue oil. This one is, like I said, formulated for aches, pains, anything muscular, bones, ligaments. You can apply it directly to the skin where the area of concern is. If you have a bruise, if you've knocked yourself, put it directly on there. If you have a larger area that you need to cover, if you have an injury that is much bigger, you want to use a carrier oil. We recommend the fractionated coconut oil because the fat has been taken out, so it's soluble. It goes right into you on a cellular level. Similar to how the oil penetrates through the cell membranes, so will this, even if you're using a fractionated coconut oil. It's really, really great for any inflammation in the body that's either caused from as a byproduct of another disease. Let's say you have an autoimmune disease and you have inflammation in the body from that. The deep blue is going to be amazing to support you with the aches and the pains. Also, if you're having head tension, you can massage it straight into the temples, the back of your neck, any type of bone pain. You can actually put it directly on that area also. Now, I really love creating roller balls. So you can do a mix in a 10 ml roller ball for 25 drops of the deep blue and 15 drops of frankincense. Top it off with fractionated coconut oil. And we call it liquid blue. It just, with the combination with the frankincense, it's incredible to soothe any aches or pains. Also, pre-workout, I love blending the deep blue with the lemongrass and even a little bit of lime to give you a boost of energy, but also getting your muscles ready for that strenuous exercise. If you've got like a hike or you go to the gym and lift weights, anything like that, it's really, really awesome. The emotional and energetic aspect I really love from this oil because it's the oil of surrendering pain. So let's talk about pain. We can have physical pain that can be so constrictive that it actually also causes emotional pain to occur because we're not moving and we're not energetically being able to move our body, which then builds up stagnant energy. It also can go the other way around. You can have emotional pain underneath that's built up for so long that it's getting stagnant and not moving and you can't surrender to it, that's then causing a physical symptom. So it can go either way. And what I love about today's trio is all three oils are going to support you in relieving the physical aspect and very much so the emotional aspect. So you're really covering the whole gamut. With the deep blue oil, while it's formulated for physical discomfort, it really is an oil that teaches us that pain is the messenger rather than over identifying with the pain. It allows us to separate and really surrender into it and allow us to see what the message is from the pain. Because if you're a person that don't, like, you're constantly going and you don't slow down, sometimes physical injury comes along for you to really be still and for you to receive that message. It also is a great oil that teaches individuals to be in acceptance and intolerance of the pain and learning to really appreciate our body rather than being mad and upset at it. It is also really, really great to, instead of resisting all of this control, hunkering down, making the pain worse, it allows us to surrender. The wintergreen in there is really, really great for that. The wintergreen will really support you in surrendering into it so that you can move through it and learn what it has to show you, and then you can actually heal the root cause of it. It's a great, great oil for us to learn that life is flow and it's coming. And you'll see, as the other two oils, I described those, this one will allow you to feel more in acceptance and serene rather than restricted, avoiding anything, panicking, fearful. It really addresses those underlying emotions. So when you purchase that one, you do get a 15 ml lemongrass and a 15 ml cypress. I'll talk about lemongrass first. Lemongrass is a tonic. It's a very cleansing oil. It's high in aldehydes. And so this is a restoring oil. And it's very, very good for like an analgesic, really. It's really good for any aches and pains that are caused from too much swelling. So if there's too much blood in an area that's not relieving the way a tonic would, this would be really great. Also, if there's no circulation in the body, in terms of organs that are not working properly, that are sluggish, that need a boost to cleanse. It could be an organ in your throat. It could be an organ such as kidneys. It could be this oil, lemongrass, is incredibly good for your thyroid to support it, whether it's active or underactive. It will help to balance it. It's very good for kidneys. It's very good for bladder, any of those types of organs where we need to cleanse it like a tonic, like a healing tonic. Immune support, rub it under your feet. Incredible. And then for digestive support, you want to put it in a capsule, a veggie cap. 1 to 2 drops is great for lactose intolerance. It's great for anything that's not supposed to be acidic in your stomach. The lemongrass will support you. If you do choose to cook with it, put it on a toothpick and stir it in your dish, because it's a very potent oil and you can ruin a really beautiful dish if you put too much oil in with a regular dropper. It's very good for scarring. You can actually mix it with basil and put it in a protective salve and massage it in, and it will really help break up that accumulation of keloid scarring. And then we have a mix that you can do also in veggie caps that is incredible, great support for aches and pains, is lemongrass, frankincense, and marjoram, equal drops of them all. So like I said, it's very high in aldehydes, which makes it a restoring oil. And this means that it's ideal for cleansing. So when you're thinking about cleansing physical pain, it's great. It creates that flow again in the body, right? What it does emotionally is a cleanser of spiritual and emotional stagnant energy. So when you have someone that has been in a situation where they can't move forward, diffusing lemongrass is going to be one of the fastest way to cleanse that energetic block. I love, those of you that know me, you know I love mindset training and highlighting limiting beliefs. This is an oil that really is good for that. It will highlight any area of your life that needs to move forward. Also, if you're moving into a new place, if you're sleeping in a hotel, if you're spending the night somewhere and you don't know the where you're spending the night, you don't know if the energy of the place is really great. If you're a person that feels a lot, you pick up on energy a lot, you want to bring your lemongrass with you in a travel diffuser and just diffuse the room before you sleep in a place that you don't know. It's going to really help you get a good night's sleep. It's great to cleanse any remnants of emotional things. So let's say you have a family and a lot of stuff is going on, and that emotional pattern of the family can be stuck in a room. Diffuse lemongrass. You can even diffuse it together with Purify. It's a great cleanser also. And put some added wild orange in there to get some joyful, creative, abundance flow in there. So you're getting rid of the nasty stuff and infusing it with what you want, the abundance and the joy and the creativity. So if you know anyone that holds on to things that really have a hard time letting go, and they have a hard time, they resist the flow, then and they accumulate a lot of physical things as a result. So they hoard, they collect, they just have too much stuff. Diffusing lemongrass every day for at least 7 days, and you want to diffuse it all day long, at least 7, sometimes up to 14 days, is going to help push through. If you have to sort through a basement, let's say someone passed away, you got to go through all that stuff. It could be really, really difficult. The lemongrass is going to support you and really keeping it light for spiritual clarity, emotional clarity, so that we're not getting weighed down by the energy of these things. It also just allows us to come to any situation with greater clarity. So it's a beautiful oil for that cleansing. Also the brow energy right here, your spiritual third eye, you can add lemongrass if you're feeling heavy, brain fog, those kind of things. Is really great for this. That is really it for lemongrass. I love just that it is anyone that's holding on to any despairing thoughts, this will support you in moving through that. The third oil, and the other one that you're getting for free, is a 15 ml Cypress. This oil, I really have, it's become one of my favorite oils. This has a lot of ketones in it. So it makes it, it has a lot of monoterpenes. And the monoterpenes, they make Cypress also a restoring oil. This is a really good support for the liver. So if you feel like you're stuck, the Cypress oil over the liver is where we store anger. It's also where we just get stagnant. If the liver is sluggish, you won't be sleeping well, you won't be detoxing well, you won't be digesting well. The liver is our wastebasket in the whole body. So when you're applying Cypress directly to that, you're aiding that liver in getting rid of all that stuff we don't need anymore. And if we all know, if we just keep accumulating baggage, we're going to be weighed down physically and emotionally. So the Cypress is incredible for helping the liver. Now, it's also really, really good for circulation because it is the oil of motion and flow. And it is, like I said, a restoring oil with a lot of monoterpenes like apinine. And this creates flow in your body. So any area, if you're having restless legs, if you're having swelling, if you're having anything that's accumulative, massage it directly into the body. You can use it with fractionated coconut oil if you have a larger area. Underneath your feet is going to be really good for circulation for the entire body. It's also supportive of urinary and bladder problems or areas where you're not moving the way you should be. That with the lemongrass is a great combination. If you're having any issues with bone spurs, The Cypress, you want to apply it directly. If you're having any worries about tension in the head, not just from like tension from the neck, but if you're feeling like there could be an accumulation of fluid, accumulation of blood in the brain, you want to massage the Cypress directly into the skull, the back of the neck, and the shoulders. This will really support the flow and like a tonic as well, eliminating what's not supposed to be there. If you have children that have issues with bedwetting, they actually recommend applying 2 drops directly over the bladder before bed, and it is supposed to support that. So it is a very restoring oil, and Cypress is also for our emotions, incredibly restoring, creating flow where there has been none. You can imagine now that I'm putting the 3 together. You have the deep blue surrendering, right? That's the one that's going to get you going with a catharsis. Then you have the lemongrass that's like a tonic that's cleansing everything that's in the way. And then you have Cypress that's coming in to restore flow. So emotionally, you've got the trio, and physically, you've got the trio to really synergistically work for you. And Cypress works both with the heart and the mind, and it helps us to create flexibility. It's an oil that is especially indicated for people who like to control, hold on, especially if you have perfectionistic tendencies. The Cypress is going to be a really good friend. It's going to really teach you that the magic of life happens when we allow it to unfold, because nothing we could have ever thought of, planned out, worked hard for, which we do, we work for the things we want, but it is with the God's grace, with divine grace, with the unfolding of the universe that we really get to experience the unknown and the magic. And that's where the flow is so important. It will support all of us in really going with the way of life. So we've probably all experienced at one point or another in our lives where we're looking back and going, man, that was the biggest blessing. But when we went through it at the time, it was so tough, right? So for that reason, the Cypress will support you in getting to that part of your life where you accept the flow faster and with less resistance. So that's really this. And it invites us all to step out of our own way, allow God's grace and the flow in our body to support us. So those are the 3 oils that you will get. If you do not have an account with doTERRA, please let me know. I'm happy to support you. Now is a beautiful, beautiful time to get started because you're getting so many free oils. And yeah, it's just exciting to support you all on your journey. So if you didn't get today's BOGO, go ahead, grab it, snatch it up. It's a good time to stock up on these oils. They're really, really beautiful ones you can use all year round and support your entire family and friends. And tomorrow we'll be back with more BOGOs. So good to be with you all. Bye-bye.